Hey y'all, just giving a channel slash life update. So I guess in this whole having a YouTube channel world, you're supposed to keep everyone updated and informed. What's coming up next? Why have you been quiet? Whatever. So in that fashion, been struggling the last 5 years with chronic pain, degenerative disc disease, osteophytes growing off of my spinal cord, sciatic nerve impingement, things we thought were primarily disc related. But it turns out after getting 11 vials of blood drawn that I tested positive with the gene, and I have an autoimmune disease called AS. And that's in like Apple saxophone, AS. And it stands for ankylosing spondylitis. It's a nasty autoimmune disease that I don't even think 1.4% of the population has to experience this. So why didn't I just play a lotto ticket instead? I don't know. Such an odd, rare chance that I have this, and they say it's passed down genetically, but no one in my family has had this, so go figure. But anyways, as you can see, I've got to wear a very special post-op surgical foot boot, and that's just so I can walk without as much pain, because I don't have a lot of cartilage left underneath my right foot. I also have a fusion going on. Well, not going on, it's already fused in my 4th digit on my right hand. Yeah, no matter what position I go in, going all upright, everything should be straight like the rest of them. But yeah, this finger is fucked. So, lack of content, nothing going on with the channel. Got the diagnosis, I know what I have now, and basically what it does is fuses your bones with your joints. So you kind of become a living statue in a sense. I'm sure eventually there will be a point where I cannot play drums, walk easily, things of that nature. But for now, there's just, little fusions going on here, cartilage loss going on there. And that's on top of all the other issues this causes. Extreme fatigue being one of them. Can't even express the challenge it took for me to walk from my apartment building back there to the forest out here. Yeah, it's like a 2-minute walk to get to the forest. And by the time I'm here, I'm already ready to turn back. So the fatigue is a son of a bitch. The hip pain, the low back pain, on top of everything else that I previously mentioned, it's been hard. So drumming hasn't been easy. In honor of Ozzy, I did Mama, I'm Coming Home, which is a slow rock ballad. And even that took days and multiple takes until I finally nailed it, because I only have one phone / camera, so everything has to be done in one take. Can't just punch into a new camera angle and make it seem like it's still one take. No, I gotta do it all in one. So that can be a little exhausting and tiresome in itself. But yeah, if anyone's curious, you can look up AS, autoimmune disease, online. That'll show you what ankylosing spondylitis is about, what it does, if you're curious. But yeah, today I logged onto my YouTube account. It's been maybe 2 weeks, and I had multiple comments, not only requesting if I could cover this, one song, multiple people asking for the same song, which was interesting. But also had some other comments that, just really kind of touched me, because they were really nice things people were saying. And yeah, it's hard as fuck right now. But I did just finish a cover. That's why I'm out here in the forest getting a little fresh air and some movement, because it hurt to drum for a while. But people were asking for Hated by Life Itself from Decalius. So expect to see that cover hopefully tomorrow. Again, fatigue can make you just be in bed for hours, but I did finish the cover. And a funny story about that cover, actually. I tried to do that one last year. Had a different upstairs neighbor at the time. He was a alcoholic, problematic dude. And yeah, he would be stomping on his floor to shake my whole unit. And even in the footage I had from trying to film that cover, it's like the camera just, he's stomping hard. So I could hear it through my headphones even while I was tracking. That's how hard he was stomping. So I just stopped playing. I didn't go up and confront him or anything. I was just like, all right, new upstairs neighbor's an asshole. Again, this was last year. And then later that evening, he came down and apologized. And as long as it's not in the night, well, it wasn't in the fucking night. It was like 1 or 2 p.m. So I don't know. It just became a problem for me to drum when he was living there. But now we have a Gen Z couple that's living above us, and we've bumped into them a couple times, and we're like, hey, we're your downstairs neighbors. And this is what they do. Just turn their head and walk away, don't say a fucking word. So it's weird, but at the same time, it's like, hey, all right, that works for me. You guys do your thing, we'll do ours. They're not complaining about me drumming or anything, so while I'm still in decent enough shape to pull off some drum covers, I'm gonna do my best to keep that going, because that does feel like it gives me at least, some purpose, and it's a huge distraction from just all the physical, mental, everything. Sitting on the kit, you put the headphones on and just jam along to stuff, and you're lost, you're gone. It's just an amazing break from everything. So I'm gonna try to do more drumming while I'm still able-bodied and now have new upstairs neighbors who don't give a shit if I drum. And that's not all gonna be in the vein of what I've been covering, which is, like depressive black metal, that sort of stuff. I might just put on, a synthwave playlist and groove along. I might play to some really old school stuff from the 90s that's, still significant to me. I don't know. I'm just gonna mix it up. It's not a channel dedicated to one genre. I'm just a person who's passionate about drums, and happen to, have a favorite genre of music, but I listen to a lot of other shit too. And if you want to hear some drumming to anything else, let me know. I don't know how the fuck we're at 10 minutes already, but if you've made it this far, you're a real one. I give you a fist bump. I appreciate it. And to everyone else who's, just even clicked a like on one of my videos or a heart on Instagram or left a comment even, like that shit. Yeah, that's very motivational, and it definitely makes me want to keep on going. So yeah, gonna do my best. Again, if any of you are curious to actually know what the fuck is going on, just do an online search for AS, autoimmune disease. It will for sure bring you to ankylosing spondylitis, and you can see all the fun it brings. There's a treatment, but it's one of those treatments is worse than the disease type of thing, so I'm not gonna be a guinea pig for a medication that's called biologics. Not happening. So I'm drastically changing my diet to an anti-inflammatory diet. It's called the London diet. No, you do not eat like they do in the UK with beans and toast and sausage in the morning. No. I don't know why it's called the London diet, but it is. And it's an anti-inflammatory diet. No starches allowed whatsoever. So it's a drastic change. It might take, 6 months or so to even see if it does anything, but I'm giving it my best. And I'm going to try to keep pumping out drum stuff. And if y'all have any suggestions or anything, just let me know. And for y'all that have made it this far at the 12.5-minute mark, thank you for being a real one. Thank you for your support. There's a lot of suffering and terrible shit going on in the world right now. I'm not just talking personal. I mean, even though I got personal shit, we all do. But just on a global scale, things aren't looking pretty right now. So if you have time in your day to watch a measly drum cover I posted, like that means a lot to me. And if you are going through stuff in your life too, whether it be, physical, mental, whatever you're going through, and my heart goes out to you. I know what it's like, struggling with it every day, but, we're alive until we die, so let's just take it one day at a time. Some days are worse than others, and just keep going. But I want to thank everyone sincerely for requesting me to do new songs and showing interest in my drumming. Like, it's just, yeah, it's amazing. I'm not good at this social media, YouTube stuff. I just like being in nature and feeding wildlife, Not a lot of people out here, so especially ones that can relate to me. So it's, isolation, but there's nature. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see there's a family of deer that have marked my apartment as a safe haven, and that is just pure magic if you ask me. They come by and I feed them grain and grapes and bell pepper, all sorts of good stuff. They take broccoli, they like it all. Healthy stuff. I make sure it's okay for them to eat before I offer it, and that's what I do. But yeah, anyone that's 15 minutes, anyone that's still here, you're a true one. Fist bump. Thank you. And again, keep your eyes out. New cover coming up. Decalius, Hated by Life Itself, from the 2022 EP, Hated by Life Itself. So that'll be dropping hopefully tomorrow. I'm just gonna try to push through some fatigue, work on it tonight for a bit, and then hopefully I'll have it done and ready tomorrow and uploaded. So that's that. That's the channel update. That's the life update. But yeah, the plan and the goal now is to try to keep drumming while I can, because the body is degrading and falling apart and fusing, and drums are my passion. They've been a huge part of my life, so I want to keep that going while I still can. And sincerely, from fucking bottom of my heart, I appreciate all of your support. Even if you don't hit like or leave me a comment, I don't care. If you just watched it, that's fucking awesome. And if y'all want to see just some jamming, just drums only session, playing to other types of music, you know, drop your thoughts. Let me know what's up. Yeah, aside from that, I really hope everyone's doing all right, because I know there's a lot of shit going on. And again, we just gotta go one day at a time. Some days will be better than others, and we either get through it or we don't. And that's that. All right. That's the update. Never done one of these before, so hopefully it wasn't too fucking boring. New drum cover coming. More in the works. At least that's the plan. All right. And thank you all from the bottom of my heart.